Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bandi Shreyas, and welcome to the Nifty BN channel. First of all, I would like to thank you for the immense support and encouragement that you have given us on the intraday live trading series. We want people to transparently look at the trades that we take, as well as the profits or the losses that we make, and hopefully have a positive learning experience from all of this. Your encouragement means the world to us, so thank you. In today's video, we are going to address two things. One, what has been my journey as a trader so far, and two, address some of your frequently asked questions on the videos that we have posted. I'm going to start by addressing the elephant in the room, which is how old am I? I'm almost about 30 now, and I have spent a little more than 5 years actively in the stock market. The stock market is something that I was always interested in from a very young age, which is why I took up commerce as well as business as my education. When I was young, I had a very avid interest in gaming, and I would spend upwards of 10 hours sometimes per day gaming by playing online games with my friends. My father wanted to redirect some of this energy into something productive, which is why he opened up my first trading account, which was capitalized minusculely but gave me enough room to experiment and play around and make all the possible mistakes that I could. To be very frank, I made every single mistake that somebody new in the market makes. I tried to follow tipsters, I tried to follow unsolicited advice, been through the whole ruckus and gave my donation, my entry donation to the market. That being said, as I spent more time in the market and wanted to do it more seriously and look at this as a career opportunity, I reached a point where I realized that the market has to be something that you dedicate yourself to and make a lifestyle. It is not a 9-to-5 job. Luckily for me, at every point I had a lot of guidance from a lot of friends as well as family who are all in the financial circles. That being said, the market is always the best teacher, and the way you have to look at it is like any other profession. If you spend enough time in the market without blowing up and having some basic discipline, the market itself will eventually teach you. As I started doing trading more seriously, I initially started trading on paper and then transitioned that to trading with single lots, and slowly over a period of time, as I got more comfortable, scaled it up. As I like to put it, scale is something that is earned. As you learn capital management, risk management, as well as discipline, which are the easiest things to say but quite hard to follow even for me, even today, that is how you're able to scale up. As far as why we got into the content space, we wanted to have a transparent channel that is very frankly putting forward all the trades that we take for other people to study, so that all of this can together create a community of traders and those who aspire to be traders, so we can have positive discussion without having a paywall. Even the forum that we are part of, which is at Discuss Nifty BN, is completely open to all, where we have everyone from people who have spent decades in the market to people who are brand new in the market taking part. That being said, this has been my journey. Now I will answer some of the more frequently asked questions that are there on the channel. The first question is, how much capital did you start working with? When I initially started trading, and this was purely in the cash market, my account had about 10,000 rupees in it, which is where I traded in the cash market. I bought and sold to the limited extent that I could. One of the first things that I realized in the cash market was that I was severely handicapped because I did not have access to all the tools that are available through the derivatives market, which is how I got into futures and options. My biggest worry at that point of time is that I could not hold a short position overnight in the market, which is how I got introduced to futures. When I initially started, I had no capital. When I built a little confidence, I started with about 10 lakhs to execute certain strategies that I was comfortable doing. I never used all of that money on any particular strategy. As I started going about it and felt that I was able to manage that capital effectively, confidently, without getting emotional about it, I scaled it up further over a period of time. The second question is, do I do positional trading or only intraday trading? The answer to that is I do both, and I look at both in a very similar manner. Before entering any trade, The idea is to always have a trade plan in place where we have written down all the different scenarios that can take place and all the potential adjustments as well as control mechanisms that we have to put in place in case it is going against us. The idea is the market is always very humbling. When we are wrong, we need to ensure that we are disciplined and we do not fight the market. The next question I get asked very often is, are you a buyer or seller of options? Now, how I want to look at this is, if you're basically in the market, you have all the tools available to you. There is no one strategy that makes money or one strategy that does not make money. It is finally the trader that makes money. So this being said, I do both buying as well as selling of options depending on what my trade plan is. The next question is, do I follow technical analysis? When I started out, I researched every possible indicator that is there in the market and finally came to the conclusion that all of this is noise. One of the biggest problems that we have is that there is far too much noise. How I like to put it is, about the majority of financial content available online is financial entertainment and not financial education. I think eventually I came to a point where technical analysis to me means looking at the psychology of traders on a chart. So I purely follow price action and I look at a few moving averages to identify a trend, and everything else is price action based. The next question is, why do I not look at Greeks when I'm making my trades? The way I like to look at it is, the Black and Scholes model at the end of the day is nothing but retrofitting and retro justification of what options prices are doing. At some point, when we make Greeks our Bible, we forget that all these buying and selling transactions of the options are finally defined by demand and supply and what somebody is willing to pay for it and how much somebody is asking to sell it. So I am far more concerned with the pricing of options and their variance rather than the Greeks. But the Greeks, at the same time, for somebody who's starting out, can be a great tool to contextualize what options premium is doing. The next question is, have I ever had a big loss? Absolutely. If there is a trader that tells you that they've never had a big loss, then they're probably not being very honest with you. The idea always is to take your losses and take your losses fast and never lose something that you did not plan to lose in your trade plan. That being said, in March I had a drawdown of almost 15%, at which point I closed everything and I took a break. In fact, you will notice that during most events or whenever markets are not in a normal situation, I take a break. If you have been following my intraday trading series, you will know that I took off during the budget and just kept a few positional trades open which were completely hedged. So in an ideal scenario, trading events is not something I do. Finally, I would like to say that I hope some of your questions have been addressed, and I would be making another part to this video where if you put your questions down in the comment section, I will address them individually. Thank you for all the support you have given us so far, and when I say we have no paywall, I could not be more frank about it. Please join our discussion forum and be part of this community that we're trying to build. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for watching. Please post any questions you have in the comment section. Also, do not forget to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. To find us on Twitter, Telegram and Facebook, use the username NiftyBN. Also, we post some of our trades to the community tab, so do not forget to check that from time to time.